What's going on, everybody? Welcome to G Miles World Podcast, and we're going to be jumping into Week 16 of the 2018 NFL season, and we're going to be starting off with the Giants and the Colts. If you guys watched this game in depth the way that I did, I don't really understand how it started off the way that it did, like just even watching it. I really did think at one point the Giants were going to actually win this game, but then I was saying to myself, it's no way, because it'll make it too interesting if they were to win. You see what I'm saying? Like, the NFL knows the teams that they got to keep like in the hunt to keep the ratings up for the last week. Now the Colts are still in play. It's a lot of different things going on with it, but it was very, very impressive for them to come back and win this game. Obviously, the Giants had nothing to really play for. Winning for them doesn't benefit them in any way as far as like draft pick status or anything like that. So it was smart of them to go ahead and grab this L in their file. But I still also believe that it really helps the Colts as they prepare for the playoffs as well, because you want these tough games. You don't want to go into the playoffs and everything is easy. So I really like the fact that they had to fight through to get this win, and it really worked out for them in their favor, winning 8 of their last 9 games since starting the season 1-5. That's really huge for them. The Jaguars and the Dolphins, 2 other teams that nobody really cares about, but they're out there playing football. It didn't really matter which way just think about it like this, right? The Jaguars are going to have to do a lot of different things, because what was shocking to me is that the bum quarterback Bortles was injured, so they had another guy starting. Then that guy gets injured and Bortles comes in, and then it's like you're just looking at trash cans play on the field, and it's very disgusting. So it's something that I didn't really enjoy. The Dolphins, we know what they are. You know what I'm saying? We know that the Patriots ultimately are going to take everything from them, so that's not really that big of a deal. They're not going to be going anywhere regardless. As long as Tom Brady is in that division, the Dolphins will not go anywhere. So even with him playing not really up to par, it doesn't really matter as much. It's still Tom Brady, so the Dolphins are going to be dead in the water regardless. All right. Falcons and the Panthers. Obviously, Cam Newton is out. I told you guys about this last week. That shoulder injury, I knew something was wrong with him. That doesn't take away from the fact that the defense didn't play well and the Falcons were able to do whatever they wanted to do. But the shining light for the Panthers, I really like McCaffrey. Most reception by a running back in single season NFL history. That's ridiculous. Even with somebody else throwing him the ball. As we go forward, we know that this is like more of a failure season for the Falcons. Ultimately, I don't believe, again, until they get rid of that coach that was there when they lost the Super Bowl, when they were up 28-3, the Falcons will never do anything. And it's unfortunate because, the coach he's a pretty decent guy, but he's going to probably have to leave because that aura is going to surround him the same way it surrounds Pete Carroll. The Seattle Seahawks, and they're going to be playing the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm going to go ahead and tell you that for Sunday Night Football, which you'll be getting a recap tomorrow, I'm going to go ahead and take the Chiefs to win it because the Seahawks need to win to keep their playoff hopes alive. And I just don't believe that they have that in them. And I know Kansas City's defense sucks. I know all that stuff. But I'm just giving you guys insight into why I feel this way about the coaches. You can't be up 28-3 and lose a Super Bowl. You just can't do it. It's unacceptable at no matter what you could do. The Bengals and the Browns, this game was very, very interesting, man, because I know a lot of us feel that if Hue Jackson did the right thing and started Baker Mayfield at the beginning of the season, this record wouldn't be like this. They've won 7 games. Bro, I'm saying the Browns and 7 in the same sentence. Like, that's ridiculous. And the stare down that Baker Mayfield gave Hue Jackson, bro, it was hilarious. I understand that people are very upset about it because it's like, yo, why are you dragging it on? But you can see that since he's actually been hired by the Bengals have been losing a lot more as well. Wherever Hue Jackson goes, it's going to be L's in the file. Like Shannon Sharp's restaurant's going to be open late hours wherever Hue Jackson is. So, again, I love the fact that you look, the Browns have a quarterback. If you're a Browns fan, you guys have a quarterback that's a very, very dominant alpha that's going to be there, and he's the shining star of that team for years to come. And I believe that he took the torch from LeBron James as he left Cleveland, but it is what it is. The Cowboys, congratulations. You guys have clinched the NFC East. That was a very, very good thing. They tried to go for an onside kick at the end. Obviously, it's Jameis Winston, so they're going to lose the game. Not a big deal. You know what I'm saying, bro? Jameis Winston, I don't know. I don't think they're going to pick up his option. And I think in this league, he still will get a backup role because he's formidable. He has a big arm. He just makes really bad decisions. So I don't know if he will be a premier starter someplace else. But I don't believe that the Buccaneers pick up his option. As far as the Cowboys go, they didn't look as dominant as I thought they would. And I don't like that Dak Prescott is still bro, he's really inaccurate. I don't know exactly how they're going to work that out, but they're in the playoffs, guys. So congratulations to you guys. But that's something that really bothers me about Dak Prescott overall is that he just really can't hit the target with wide open plays. That's something that should be concerning to all Cowboy fans. But overall, pretty decent. I don't like some of the reads, but Overall, pretty decent. Vikings and the Lions. All right, the Vikings started this game off pretty shaky also. They're fighting for their playoff lives as well. Kyle Rudolph, 9 receptions, 122 yards, 2 touchdowns. The Lions are what we thought they were. They suck. Matthew Stafford sucks. The coach Pencil, he sucks. It is what it is. I don't know what's going to happen going forward. Obviously, you can't fire Coach Pencil in his first season, but it's making me see now that a lot of these guys that think that they know what they're doing, when they leave Bill Belichick, they really have no idea what they're doing. And I think that they have to move away from Matthew Stafford in order for anything to be done for this team, because he's not the guy. He's just not the guy. And they're going to have to move on from him sooner than later, so that it doesn't continue to have Lions fans, because bro, you let 2 of the best players ever walk away from your game. Calvin Johnson, Barry Sanders, you got to try to do the right thing at this point and make something else happen. So I really believe that they have to move on from Stafford, but congratulations to the Vikings, still fighting for the playoff spot. Let's see how it unfolds everything next week, and we'll go from there. Moving on, we're going to go ahead and jump to the Bills and the Patriots. Obviously, everybody knew the Patriots were going to win this game. You're not going to beat the Patriots at home, and this is their 10th consecutive division title. Congratulations to Bill Belichick, Tom Brady, and them boys. He's doing it without... this guy loses one of his main receivers because he wants to stay on the weed. Shout out to Stephen A. Smith. And they still go out there and they play. That's the difference with Tom Brady. That's what makes him so special. And that's what, that fire that keeps burning in him, feeling that he can do it. I don't know if he's going to play till he's 45, but I can tell you this much. The dude's a winner. And ultimately, I think that, obviously, when he's gone from the Patriots, I don't know what Bill Belichick is going to do now, because I think he really did want to move on with Garoppolo. But regardless of the situation, Tom Brady's a winner, bro. And his story is unbelievable as well, because he has the right to be the way that he is, as far as sometimes being arrogant. And, he does what he does, bro. But the guy's a winner. And at the end of the day, you can't count him out. They're going back to the playoffs. We got to see how that unfolds. If you guys started Aaron Rodgers for your fantasy football team, you guys were very, very happy, because this guy, they're playing for nothing. There's really no reason for him to have been playing the game. He goes out there, the Jets are beating and dominating them. He comes back, 18, something like that, straight points, throws a dot at the end of the game to Devontae Adams, unbelievable plays. So at the end of the day, Aaron Rodgers throughout I don't know if you want to blame it on Mike McCarthy, why he had such a, up and down season, but now that Mike McCarthy's gone, they're going to have the whole off season. We got to see how they rebuild. The Jets, on the other hand, future is very bright for Sam Darnold. I really like what that young man has to offer, and I can't wait for next season to see how the Jets bounce back from the situation, because I was able to see a lot from this kid, man. Over the last 3 weeks, I really started paying attention to him. When he started the season against the Lions and was, had a really good opening, I was like, all right, you know what it is, rookie luck, whatever. I really like this kid, man. I really think that he has what it takes to be a premier quarterback in this league. So I will be watching him. The Texans and the Eagles. Okay, now Doug Peterson is an idiot. I want to say that, and I don't really say it lightly. And you can't really bench a Super Bowl MVP. Now that I think about it, Skip Bayless is one of the most ridiculous, commentators on the air on a daily basis. But he was absolutely right. Nobody really thought the Eagles would be able to pull out this win. And I got news for you. Everything is not set in stone right now. The Eagles are still alive. You know what I'm saying? Based on everything that's going on, we have to see how the last week unfolds, because I believe that after they won this game, they were talking about the chances of it, but there's so many things that have to go right for them to get in. Obviously, it's clinched by the Cowboys, so there's so many other things that have to go right, but I have to honestly say, I don't know if Carson Wentz is really that dude right now while Foles is there. You know what I'm saying? Congratulations to Zach Ertz, by the way. Most receptions by a tight end in single-season NFL history. That's a very, very huge mark right there. But I was really impressed with the throws that Foles made and the way that they played as a unit throughout this game. So congratulations to the Eagles. Let's see if they can make it and come through. Rams and the Cardinals, this was very, very easy. Aaron Donald has a chance to pass Michael Strahan's all-time record with 22.5 sacks. I don't know if it's going to be possible, because everybody knows that that's what he needs. So I don't think that everybody's just going to lay down. You know what I'm saying, bro? I don't know if you guys remember when Strahan did it. I think it was against Brett Favre, and it wasn't even really a sack. But I don't know if somebody's going to really do something like that. So I kind of doubt that Aaron Donald is going to break that record. But if he does, he will be the most dominant player since, at that position, he causes havoc on a regular basis. So everything that he's done, I think he has 7 games right now with 2 sacks or more. So he's already in the Hall of Fame books based on the players that are there with the Bruce Smiths and those other guys, Reggie White. So we got to really watch that guy. As far as the Cardinals, we all know what they are. They suck, and it is what it is. We have to see how they rebuild going forward. But I don't really like Like next year, I don't really see anything really sparking. They did quiet down Patrick Peterson's request for a trade, so we have to see how that unfolds. But at the end of the day, I don't really see a bright future for the Cardinals. I do think that Larry Fitzgerald should finally hang up the cleats, though. The Bears and the 49ers, this was a hard-fought game all the way throughout. And I really did think that the Bears were going to ultimately lose this game. The 49ers are tougher defensively than a lot of people give them credit for. Obviously, there was a scuffle. Sherman was ejected. 2 other idiots on the other team was ejected. Doesn't really matter. The bottom line is the Bears, they need to play these tough games because going into the playoffs, they're going to need everything that they can hold on to like whatever billboard material they can use, they're going to need it. They're going to need to be able to have something to want to fight for. And this game right here was very, very intense. Obviously, we see that they were able to pull it out. But it was a very, very hard-fought game for them. And finally, with the Steelers and the Saints, this right here, it is very, very hard to beat the Saints at home, but the Steelers had it. A late fumble really cost them, even though they got it back after a blocked field goal. Drew Brees is Drew Brees, and I think they really needed this win because now you got to go through the 504, and that's going to be very, very difficult, man. They clinch home field advantage in the NFC playoffs. To go to Drew Brees and try to beat them there, that's going to be very, very difficult for anybody. The Steelers, on the other hand, they really affected their playoff hopes and dreams with this loss tremendously. We have to see how the last week unfolds. I'll go back and check everything that's going on with it, but it doesn't really look too pretty for them. It looks as if their hopes may be very, very dim at this point. But as we shape everything out, once Sunday Night Football and Monday Night Football are over, I'll be able to fully assess how we're going to go forward for the final week of 17 and see how the playoffs will unfold for everyone. But this really didn't work out well for the Steelers. But shout out to the Saints, man. Alvin Kamara, man, he looks really greased up, bro. Like, you really can't tackle that guy. So we'll see how they look in the playoffs. Obviously, they'll get that bye. And like I said, when you have to go to that dome, it's not a safe place to play. I want to thank everybody for joining me for Week 16 of the NFL 2018 season. Until next time, one love.